Yo, JD here. And as you can see, we are not on F1 22. We are on iRacing, which I never thought I would be saying. And sorry it's taken so long for me to actually try this game out for the first time. I have actually played it before on a number of occasions. I did do the Mercedes Formula 1 car in a one-off video. Also just played it when I've been going to events and stuff in the past. But for the first time, this is actually my own account and playing it for myself for real, actually jumping into racing. You can see here there are no shortage of races that you can select, and it's going to be a journey for me, something I'm pretty excited to do. I definitely want to be spending a lot more time on this game because, again, if you watch my last series of videos or if you just watch my live streams, you've probably got the feeling that I haven't really been enjoying the F1 game as much as I have done in the past. And doesn't mean I hate the game or anything at all, but I just find it quite a draining, unsatisfying experience. And sometimes you need to take a step away to maybe appreciate things a little bit more. So that's exactly what we're doing here. A lot of people have recommended me to be playing this game, and yeah, please, anything you can comment down below to help me improve in this, in terms of the driving, in terms of how I'm actually going about through the game itself, because I am a complete noob when it comes to this. I have had a lot of kind of advice from people, especially Jochen, DRS, a massive shout out to him, a very good friend of mine, an avid player of this game. And please, because I think there's a Black Friday sale for iRacing, so if you're looking to purchase this game, then please use his link down below, because he won't actually get any money from it. Well, you don't get money, but you actually get iRacing points, which you can use to then purchase cars and tracks, and I know that would mean a lot to him. So yeah, please make sure you use his link, because he's given me a lot of advice here, helping me set this up, which without him I don't think I would be up and running this quickly on this game. But as you saw from the first little clip, there's a series of races you can choose, and I'm currently a rookie in iRacing. My I rating is pretty much 0 at this point, and when you're in the rookie class, you get access to things such as the Mazdas here, the Formula V, other series you do. But then once you've gone past that rookie stage, you then have to purchase more cars and tracks, but you do get quite a bit from the get-go that you don't have to buy itself. But we're starting off with the Mazdas here. This is something that a lot of people do recommend to start off with. We're at Quilton Park, which I do know the track because I have done it on other racing games in the past, but of course this is actually a simulator, so it's going to feel very, very different than that previous games such as Tucker Race Driver 1 and 2, but those are a lot more of a simcade. This is actually like the real thing, and you will see throughout this video we were just having such a good time. And I know I say that every time I play something different, but the force feedback, it just felt so nice to feel when the cars go snap on you rather than you reacting to it on screen. And I've said that with the F1 games, I don't really want them to be a simulation. I don't really care if they're not a simulation, but just having that ability to feel much more connected to the car is all I'm really asking for, along with fixes with bugs and glitches and a lot of other things as well. But the main thing is just having a consistent feeling and some confidence with the handling. And straight away here, with a direct drive wheel, which I'm very fortunate to have, you can feel every bump, and yeah, it just felt really, really nice to drive. And the format of this is that you have a little bit of a practice session, so you have to register for an event, which there are many, many events each day. You can see there was about 100 people registering for this event, but you then get split into different splits, guessing depending on your iRating or something like that. So they try and bring people together who have a similar iRating. So you have a practice for like 2 minutes or so, and then you have a qualifying, which we have here, and it's your first 2 timed qualifying laps that actually count itself. So you can't do 3 or any more than that. I think it's just your valid laps that count, if I'm not mistaken. So this is actually going to be my qualifying here, and please again, because I believe in rookie class that setups are fixed, so it's just trying to get people into this game nice and gently without overwhelming them too much, which I'm very much a fan of for sure, because there's many things I'm sure you could change with a setup on this game. But yeah, please criticise my driving, what you think I could be doing better, because in the practice I felt like I was doing quite good laps, but still a little bit down on a few drivers, or more than a few drivers up ahead of me. And I can see going through here, doing a little lift here, so you probably want to be going flat out through this section, because I think momentum is probably everything in this car, especially the slower the car, the more momentum you're really going to need to carry. Going through this section, I felt I did this fairly well, but going to the last corner, yeah, I always get a really, really poor exit coming off this last corner, and I was still learning the track as well, because I only really did like 3 laps of practice or something like that. Just jump straight into the event, because they are all at a certain time, so you need to make sure you register well within time. And come across the first lap, I believe this is going to be a 109 or 108 point something, which you might be able to see there, but you will see it at the end of the session. So this is actually my second flying lap, so going straight into it. Don't need to change the fuel or anything at all. Going into here, do a little bit of a brake, a little bit of a lift. Going through here, I think I need to be hitting this curb much more. I saw a lot of drivers really mounting that as much as possible, but I honestly had so much fun playing this. It just felt so intense. The force feedback felt like the wheel was always ripping away from my hand all the time. It just felt so connected and felt like I was actually driving a car, which I know is the idea of these games, but it's more about just feeling connected to the car itself. And there's just an endless amount of things that you can do in this game, especially when you improve your iRating, go through the licenses, get out of the rookie class. Then there's things such as Formula 4, Formula 3, which I'm very much looking forward to do. As we come across side here, I think we're going to be a little bit slow on this lap, so I made a bit of a mistake in this middle sector. See, not a purple last sector at all. And that is the end of the qualifying. So once that happens, you can pretty much just stop your car anywhere on track, press a button, and then go back to the pits itself. And you will be able to see the results here. Felt like it wasn't too bad of a time, but you can see again, about 1.5 seconds away from the guy in the lead, which is absolutely insane. But here we go, we're on the grid now, so we're just waiting for other people to connect, get on the grid themselves. And yeah, pretty nervous actually as I was going to this. I might not look it, but I was actually quite nervous. So we've got the lights here. I don't know how to do the start really at all. So red lights here, and as they go out now, going up to the first gear straight away and not getting the best of starts, but luckily I don't think anyone's going to be able to overtake me going here. So I think we're starting in 1, 2, 3, 4, so in 5th place in this race, and someone's already gone out wide, so you can see how much momentum is a very, very important factor in these cars. So we're going down the inside for this left-hander and getting this move done. And now we're up into P4, which is pretty good straight away. And coming off the exit of this corner, you can see this guy's trying to go down the inside of here. And now he's actually been spun round himself. So now we're up into P3. And you can see again, when you get a bit of a better exit, it just carries itself massively down the straight. So it's really about to get in the grunt line. I almost lost the car going through here, into here, so I almost went completely off to the left. You can see by my face a bit of a moment going through into there. You can see these two are now going side by side. So up into P3 in my first race. You can see this guy takes a super wide line, which I think he's then going to get a really good exit. The guy right behind me actually gets a really good exit as well. So let's see what happens. And again, I think everyone is using the same setup here, if I'm not mistaken, which I really do hope so. And he tries to go down the inside, thinks a little bit better of it. If I'm not mistaken, and someone could correct me, I don't think in rookie class your safety rating or iRating gets affected too much. I'm not too sure about that, but again, please educate me on how this game works and what I need to be doing in the future in any way. But you can see we're maintaining the P3 here. Leaders are getting a little bit away from me, which is to be expected. They were quite a bit faster in this qualifying, so this is actually my first race in this car. Did a little bit of testing at another track in the Mazdas at Lime Rock for a bit, but when I registered for this race, because I think this is the circuit this week for the Mazdas, because I think each week they rotate between a different circuit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I literally needed to really just learn the track just a lot more again, but so far so good. And if we could maybe get a podium in our first race, then I'd certainly be taking that all day. Bit unsure going to this turn one what to do. The car really wants to get away from you when you are braking. The rears want to be locking all the time, but can almost go flat out for this left-hander. Hitting the curb just a little bit, really focusing on trying to get a good exit. So hitting this curb on the inside, trying to get a good exit, but the car behind looks like he has got an even better one. And going for it here, probably should be taking that flat out, so you can see again from the car behind how much momentum he has got, and a little bit of a slipstream as well. So you can see that really does cost you quite a bit of time if you're not going flat out. So going a bit defensive into here. You can see in the background he has actually gone off the track himself. So I'm not quite sure what happened. Well, he just obviously just went in a little bit too deep. See, the leaders are still right together. That guy takes a super wide line coming into here. Seems to get a really good exit coming off the last corner itself. But right now we're in a kind of a no man's land in P3, and yeah, I was actually pretty happy of this at this stage of the race. So just try to push the limits, the envelope, every single lap on every single corner if I can. So coming through into here, keeping our foot in, and coming into here, we clip the grass. Our rear right tire clipped the grass, and that is our race pretty much done. And really hurt my hand actually, because my wheels snapped in my hand because it's really strong with the force feedback. And yeah, we have some damage, so we're gonna go back to the pits, and that's how quickly things can change if you just dip one wheel on the grass. This is a simulator, it isn't a simcade. It's going to punish you quite a lot if you do decide to do that. So going to pits, this is my first time actually driving into the pits on this game, and yeah, no idea what to do here, so we're just going to listen to what my engineer is saying. And yeah, apparently you just wait. So I think it's about 30 seconds. In the rookie series, I think the damage is set to, if you come into the pits, they will repair it completely. I know in the other licenses that is not the case, obviously depending on the settings and everything as well. So yeah, we're going to let this car be repaired, and yeah, a bit of a rookie error, but probably to be expected in my first race here, because this car is actually quite fairly difficult to control, especially under the brakes itself. So we're going to go back out here and just try and abide by the pit lane speed. Yellow flag as we're coming out the pits here now. We've got a car coming up behind us, so I think we're about to get a blue flag quite shortly. So we have a blue flag with a yellow line through it, so I'm not quite sure what that is. Maybe it's a blue and yellow flag at the same time or something like that. But coming through to here, we're going to decide to let this guy go because I presume I'm actually being lapped. So we're pulling over to the right to let him go. and it doesn't look like he wants to. At this stage, I have to go on the brakes just that little bit more, just to encourage him to get past, as I've just done so just here. And now we decide to actually continue. So let's see what our pace is like against this guy himself. And yeah, I just really enjoyed my first experience. Really just mainly because of the force feedback and just the handling. It just having that connectivity to the car just makes the experience so much more satisfying. And this game is also quite easy to run on PC. I think most of these graphics are fairly high as well, and wasn't really having any issues. So we've got 10 laps of this race to go here. Looks like we're probably going to be a little bit faster than this guy up ahead. So let's see what we can do in this next sequence of corners. And coming through into here, trying to get a really good exit off this right-hander. So there's another yellow flag. So I'm not sure what's happening here. Trying to get a good exit, which we do. You can see all that momentum we get coming off here. This car was stopped on the right-hand side. So a blue car. I think he's trying to take people out, that guy, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's trying to take people out, because I saw the replays afterwards. He was taking some other people out as well. So we get past this guy, and coming through into here, just got to try and brake far enough ahead so we get rid of that blue flag, which we just have done. Well, now it's just come back again. But now coming to here, there's another blue car coming to this last corner, so we're going to try to overtake it, but then he just drives straight into us, and it's an absolute cluster going into the last corner. And you're about to see here, after the shock of my life in a second, as going through to here, you will see in a few seconds time. Yeah, very lucky I didn't have my hand on my wheel there, because that would have actually probably broken my wrist. But that is my first experience with iRacing. I really hope you enjoyed that. Again, please give me some advice down below in terms of the driving, in terms of how I should proceed with this game. But it was just so nice to actually play something different. So I really hope you enjoyed it. Please give the video a like if you did, because that does show me you want to see me play other games as well. Because I always want to do things that not only just I enjoy, but also what you guys enjoy as well. So thank you so much, and I'll catch you very soon. Peace.